Let's now talk about vendor and supplier relationship management as its critical component of the procurement execution, where we have understood how to, conduct the procurement. Now, let's say that you've executed your procurement plan and you have, start dealing with the vendor or the selected vendor or suppliers. So, strong relationships ensure smooth collaboration, timely deliveries, and adherence to the quality standards. Start with understanding the benefit of effective collaboration. So, effective collaboration between you and the vendors and suppliers bring many benefits, and some of them is like building a trust between you and the suppliers, promotes long-term partnerships. Also, it reduces the risks associated with procurement delays and dispute, and it enhances the adaptability to project changes. For instance, a software development, firm that builds a trust with the technology vendor may secure faster responses to urgent issues, ensuring the project timelines are met. Establishing clear expectations. So, clear expectation minimizes the misunderstanding and align the vendor efforts with the project objectives. And these expectations should include defining the roles, responsibilities, and deliverables in the contracts. A very important topic here when we talk about the service level agreement or the SLAs to set a measurable standards. And based on that, if you have agreed with the vendor, you set an expectation that if the vendor does not meet these expectation, they might, face any penalties. So ensure a mutual understanding of the project goals. That is the importance of having a strong relationship between you or partnership between you and the stakeholders as a supplier or vendor. Monitoring the supplier deliverables. So, monitoring supplier deliverables is vital for maintaining control over the procurement. Ensure to use key performance indicators or KPIs to measure the performance, conduct regular process reviews and audits, and address any deviation promptly to avoid impacting the project. Let's see now the communication strategies for collaboration. Transparent communication fosters a trust and prevent misunderstanding. It maintain an open ensure to maintain an open and transparent communication, use regular check-ins and status update to uncover any bottlenecks between you and the supplier. Leverage collaboration tools to streamline the communication. What are the procurement challenges and how you can deal with them? Also, we have covered that. So procurement challenges can be avoided, but proactive management can mitigate their impact. So we already have discussed that in the previous session when we talked about addressing delays and disruption proactively, develop a contingency plans for critical suppliers, and look for an alternative suppliers who can deliver the service or the goods that you are looking to procure. Also use dispute resolution mechanism effectively, how to solve the let's say the dispute or issues that you're dealing with the supplier with in order to minimize the impact on the project constraints and ensure the successful project delivery. And let's take an example here. In a telecom company that face delays in hardware delivery from vendor can use an alternative suppliers as part of their contingency plans. Long-term vendor relationships or partnerships with the vendors and how to build it. So long-term relationships with the vendor bring stability and reliability. So ensure to foster a partnership through mutual respect and trust. Offer feedback to vendors for continuous improvement about their services, systems, or goods, and that will be appreciated by the vendor when they see that you have this continuous improvement mindset as a project manager. It will it will foster this mutual respect between you and the vendor or the supplier, and also recognize and reward the exceptional performance as part of your appreciation, and that will have a long term, let's say, a relationship between the project manager or the organization itself with the vendors. We also looked at these managing the risks and procurement and vendor risks. Vendor risks management ensure the project resilience. So to have an effective risk management when dealing with vendors, start by identifying potential risks and vendor operations, evaluate the financial stability and operational capacity, develop strategies to mitigate identified risks, and also we talked about reviewing the track or history track of the vendors that you're dealing with to identify any potential risks that vendors might hide or might not expose. So this proactive approach will help you to manage the vendor risks in a more proactive way. And to summarize our session here, when we talked about um, the importance of vendors, suppliers, relationship management, we say that vendors and suppliers relationship management is critical to have an effective procurement execution. And by fostering a collaboration and monitoring the performance of the vendors or suppliers and mitigating risks in a more proactive way, working closely and building good relationship with the the suppliers and vendors, organizations ensures a smooth project operation. Leveraging technology and building trust with the suppliers contribute to long-term success.